What's up, Road to Riches gang? Roland just did a live masterclass trading session. Now we'll be talking about some of the lessons that I learned from this and the stock that I actually traded today that he was talking about in his live session. However, if you don't know who Roland is is a $1 million trader, over $1 million actually, but he only started with a few thousand, or if I'm not mistaken, he actually started out with only $500. So make sure y'all do y'all research, and let's just get into the stock that I actually traded today, and then we'll talk about some of those lessons that I learned from the live today. So the first stock that we actually traded today, and the only stock, was PRFX. Now this stock ran all the way from $8 to $15 today. Now I didn't get into the stock until the $10 area. It was a little bit of a chase. I feel like I could have gotten at $9, but the stock kept on halting, so it's hard to get in and out these stocks, especially when they're halting and you don't know when they're gonna open back up. So PRFX, this stock I got in at $10, and I actually sold a few shares all the way up at $12 and $13. So nice little profit on the day. Y'all know yesterday I took that big loss. So it's good to, stay humble and not let those losses get into your head too much. So this was the only stock that I traded. Right now, currently, the stock halted all the way up to almost $16, and now we're at $13. So we'll see where this stock can go. I know a lot of shorts got squeezed. At one point, the stock actually halted all the way down back to that $10 to $9 area, and I kind of got scared. Good thing I didn't sell my stock though, because the stock ran all the way back up, and it even went past that pre-market high. So good stock today. I hope some of y'all traded that stock. Now let's just get into the lessons that I actually learned from Roland Wolf. Now, first thing that I did learn was don't have FOMO. So he didn't even buy this stock, but he did admit like, oh, this was the biggest run of the day, this was probably the best play of the day, and things like that. But he didn't have any FOMO. So when he seen the stock running, he didn't get into it. He said he would rather buy near support. So when a lot of these stocks are breaking out, he doesn't just chase the breakouts and things like that, because perfect example in the stock like PRFX, this stock went from $15, and I believe it went down to $12 or maybe $11. So it's like, just being careful with these stocks and not just chasing random breakouts and things like that. So not having FOMO is one. He talks a lot about sector momentum too. Playing in those sectors. I feel like right now with the market that we're in, you're seeing a lot of halts recently. So pay attention to the halts and pay attention to that sector momentum, because he said that's where a lot of his money was made, was in those sector momentums. Next he talked about having your eyes and sympathy plays. So a recent sympathy play, which actually was yesterday, was GGAA. It was a sympathy play off of EDTX. So he said a lot of this comes with experience, but when the stock is running 300%, you'll see another stock running 100% and be similarly related. So make sure you're paying attention to some of those sympathy plays. And I do agree, I'm not good at these sympathy plays, but I do see, like yesterday, EDTX was up. It went from, I believe, $15 all the way up to like $70, maybe even past that. But GGAA was also running, and it wasn't up as much as EDTX, but it did have a similar chart and things like that. So watch out for those sympathy plays, because most of the times those are there too. But he did say that be aware, it does come with experience, and you do want to get in before everybody is looking at the stock and things like that. But it comes with experience. Also later in the day, when you have like these midday runners, he likes to go to the 5-minute chart and not get caught into the 1-minute time frame, which I do believe is true, because midday is a little slower, things like that. So going to that 5-minute chart is probably gonna help you out more, and it's gonna like just zoom out and kind of clear some of that noise. So make sure you switch into the 5-minute chart. I like to have my 5-minute chart on anyway. I did see one thing that he did was for further conviction is to keep going out. So he'll go to the $1 chart, okay, then 5-minute, and then 15 minutes or an hour, and see what's been happening in the recent days and key levels and stuff like that. Perfect example of this was actually on the stock that we traded today, PRFX. So if you look at it, a few days ago. Actually, on the 11th, this stock was running, and the stock went all the way up to 16.50. So there was a key level also at the $12 area from that run. So make sure that y'all doing the same thing. And when you're in the stock, looking at the 5-minute chart and looking at the hour chart, things like that. So next, he also talked about mitigating your risk by lowering your size or just not getting in the stock and being patient. So like if a stock is running and you feel like you're chasing a little bit, whatever, you could lower your size, which is kind of what I did today too. I just lowered my size. Instead of buying 100 shares at one price and then the stock go all the way down. Okay, maybe you buy 20 shares, and if the stock if it goes down, then yes, you could cut your loss. But if it keeps on running, all right, you could just add shares and things like that. So mitigate your risk by lowering your shares. Or he also talked about not getting in and just being patient. Wait for the stock to get to your risk level. And that's really about it. Just being patient and mitigating that risk by lowering your size. Now last lesson that we're gonna talk about was when you're in a trade, Roland wants to worry about risk even before reward. So this is when you actually take that trade, you're in the stock and things like that. Now he talked about this because he said when you minimize risk, you maximize reward naturally. So the reward will come when your risk is good. And I didn't think about this too much, but that is true. Specifically with Roland Wolf, if you don't know who he is, he likes to buy these stocks at support or kind of at the low of the day. That way his risk is super good, and the risk is also tight. So if the stock is at $2.05, and then the low of the day or support is right at $2. All right, now he could buy at that 205 level, and if it does break that $2, he can just sell without it being too much of a risk. But if the stock is running and it's all the way at $5, $4, and the support is at $2, you buy at that $5 or $4 and it drops all the way to $2, that's like a 50% plus loss. So he'd rather buy all the way at the lows and then wait for it to spike back up, which I think is a good idea, and I should probably do a little bit more. But I actually learned a lot from this live. I believe as I'm recording this video, he is still going live. He didn't take a trade this morning, I believe. He said he didn't want to trade PRFX because it was running too much. The stock was literally like halting off the gate. So I kind of think of it as the same way. I like to wait a few minutes and then see these stocks run. But he did admit that some of these stocks are just running out the gate. Like if you look at PRFX, this stock just ran up out the gate. And like, yeah, maybe if you waited your 10 or 15 minutes, you probably would have got caught at like a high, or you probably just would have got caught because the stock halted downwards right after like 940, 950. So not everything is key, but you got to know what works for you. And I do like waiting at 10 or 15 minutes. But we've been getting a lot of these stocks. It hits 9:30 and the stock is running from 9:30 and it's halting at like 9:35, 9:40. So make sure y'all keeping up with the markets. We always gonna be updating y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe if y'all found this helpful. And I'll see y'all in the next video.